Donald Trump took his wife Melania out to eat at the 21 Club the other night, and the media went into a full-blown frenzy.
But Trump apparently had other plans. He decided to go out to dinner without alerting some of his key staffers as well as the press.
So look, it's a pain for every president to have the press following him around, but that's part of it. They have to serve a function on behalf of the American people.
Udell, was President-elect Trump slipping off to 21? Was the coverage of that just a tad melodramatic?
Yes, just a tad, I'd say. This is from the Pool Report when Barack Obama first slipped from when he was president-elect. It was December. It was in Christmas in Honolulu.
Yeah.
And they wrote, the Obamas left the park at 1:40 after the dolphin show. Based on his dry clothes, it did not appear the president-elect swam with the dolphins. Isn't that cute? Not at all.
No national cataclysm.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a serious point here, Joe Trippi. Even Karl says new presidents don't like it. They don't like the loss of privacy, but they have to become accustomed to it. It's a body watch, the pool, and it dates back to November of 1963.
True, but he's the president-elect. He's not president yet, and I think it is. I mean, I think it just from being in that bubble and security bubble, it is. You want to try to stay out of it as long as you can.
So I think there's slack until he actually takes the oath of office.
Yeah, I do think part of the problem here is the mistrust between Trump campaign and the press, and so I think which didn't exist that much between Obama and the press. They sort of were all gaga about him. So I mean, I just think it's a little.
I have people tweeting us now saying distrust didn't exist with Obama. It was a love fest after he got elected. But there is, a larger point here, and that is the media fear that this is the beginning of substantial restrictions on press access. There were no photographers allowed, for example, when President-elect Trump met with the Japanese Prime Minister. You heard Kellyanne Conway say he would commit to allowing the press to cover him properly, but she didn't quite say he'd have a protected pool at all times.
Right, and the press is always going to fight this. My own view has always been that a lot of these press fights in the negotiation should go on without bringing the public into it, because it's a waste of the public's time. We do need a protective pool.
You're saying no one out there cares about our little problems.
They don't, and it's important, and let's get that protective pool for sure. We always give the same ghoulish example, but there could be other examples of why there needs to be a protective pool. And this might sound Pollyannish and hypothetical, but the president-elect could do something heroic for a civilian, or he could encounter another world leader. All of these things do need to be documented, but we just don't need to have these fights out in the public view.
Yeah, but I think sometimes people react by saying, oh, you whiny journalist, I mean, who cares whether you get to go to the golf course or not? But, it's actually pretty dull most of the time you're sitting around. But we are there as sort of the eyes and ears for the public. Anyone want to disagree with that?
No, that's true. But I think it's more important once he becomes president. I think the negotiation is going on right now, and there is a lot of mistrust there. And the other thing I think Trump's not doing is, look, shows no urge at all to assure anybody that it's got doubts about. So the press is all worried that they're going to get shut out. He isn't sending any clues.
Well, some of his states in the campaign, the fact that he lifted the credentials of some news organizations, didn't allow reporters to fly on the plane, but it will be different when he becomes president. I don't think we ought to jump to conclusions. All right, that leaves us a little bit of time to discuss Hamilton. I mean, Hamilton, it's on the front page of the New York Times and the Washington Post today, there we go, that Vice President-elect Mike Pence went to see the famous play in New York. Some audience members booed, and then one of the cast members did this.
We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us, our planet, our children, our parents.
Brief comment from each of you.
There's a line in the show where somebody says, immigrants, we get the job done. So and the audience usually erupts to that comment in the show. So it's no question what the point of the view of that cast is.
Elite liberals lecturing America.
Joe.
Exactly right, and Trump plays right into that, and the elite liberals play right in with their response.
As a semi-elite liberal, you agree that this was, as Trump put it in his tweet, very rude.
It's like he takes the bait, then we take the bait. It's just the way it is, and I think unless the one thing is the press. Then gets caught into it too. They have to report this. So
everyone blows it up. I'm going to take the radical position that the vice president should be able to go out and see a play without getting lectured. Up next, even President Obama decrying phony stories on Facebook. Look, can Mark Zuckerberg's company fix the problem without being biased? And later, Megyn Kelly in a candid sit-down about her life, her career, and her battles with Donald Trump.